YouTube, it's Amanda. I am officially back here with another video. Again, the premise of my channel is to discuss and assess my writings and explain how I came about with different theories about life on my journey. So keep watching. We're going to talk about the hidden dangers of accessibility. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being accessible, but I'm talking about a level of accessibility where you are available to everyone and you have the inability to disengage. Being said, I'm going to get into the quote, and the quote reads, "Accessibility will have you being the designated pawn in a motive-driven person's game." Backstory into my childhood. Some people may classify me as cynical, but I don't consider myself cynical. I'm more socially selective, and I base everything off of my energy and my vibes. This idea of cynicism comes from growing up with a lack of boundaries. Young, you have minimal boundaries, you're nice, you want to be liked by everybody. You can actually see what people are capable of based off of what you allow. I didn't have any boundaries. I always wanted to be liked. I didn't know how to say no. I didn't know how to speak up. And I was mistreated when I was younger, all up until adulthood. And started to accept my personality for what it was, I realized I wasn't much of a people person. I also became emotionally detached, and I feel like it's kind of a trauma response to not having to deal with people. I wouldn't accept that term, cynicism. I think I'm more of a socially selective person. If I'm not feeling the energy of the group or certain people, I could come off as standoffish or disengaged, but it's not something I can fake. I can't fake the funk. I can't pretend to be engaged. I'll be friendly, but then I'll disengage quickly, and I can't turn that off. It could be a trauma response which was effect of being too accessible when I was younger and too available and lacking boundaries. Levels of accessibility can breed motives and fuel manipulation. An example of this was when I was younger, I was in a relationship with someone who was quite manipulative, and he was basically an extremely toxic relationship. I was extremely desperate. I didn't think I could do any better at that time. I had a really low self-esteem. Basically in and out of my life. It was never like a steady type of relationship. He would often call me when he needed something. Back to that part of the quote where I'm saying it can feed manipulation, because the manipulator knows that you are accessible and will answer them whenever they need something. Every time I reach out to Julie, Julie responds to me. So, oh, I'm broke today. You know what? I'm gonna ask Julie for money and put her in a really awkward situation. I know Julie's gonna respond to me. So me as the manipulator, I'm going to use that accessibility to my advantage. I became his designated go-to person because I was always willing to respond no matter the circumstances. See, if you know this person has motives, there's absolutely no need to respond. And a certain level of growth, this individual had reached out to me recently from a different number. My number has been the same for like 10 years. Maybe I shouldn't be sharing that. But he reached out to me from a different number that I didn't recognize. And once he ID'd himself, I blocked him immediately. I blocked this individual is because every time they reach out to me, it's the same story. And that would be insanity to engage any type of communication with this person. Extreme levels of accessibility leaves the door open for fair weather friends. You know, those revolving door friendships where you hear from them 1 month and then you don't hear from them for 3 years, and then they're consistently back in your life. I know we're all adults and we can't be up under our friends 24/7, but I have relationships like that with my close friends where I speak to them here and there. We check in with each other like every week or every couple days. But I'm talking about the people that go ghost on you and then just pop up again as if nothing happened, and they're consistent with their responses and then they fall off. Those are those strange revolving door friendships that don't really have much depth. I've seen those relationships in the past, and I feel like those relationships are usually prompted by something superficial. Honestly, I think social media is to blame, because a lot of times if you deactivate your social media page, you don't hear from certain people. But typically those revolving door friendships are prompted by something that they're seeing. Either they're impressed with your lifestyle, they want to use you to social climb, or your partner's looking good to them. Honestly, that's it. A lot of relationships are out of sight, out of mind. So if they don't see you posting or see you online, you're not of importance to them. Why would you want to maintain a relationship like that? The negative aspect of being extremely accessible is you get taken for granted. Nobody takes you seriously. I talked to my good friend earlier today about it, and we were talking about our strange social interactions, the weird stuff that we encounter with friends or so-called friends and different people, and all of it was the result of being too nice and accessibility. When you don't have any standards for who you allow in your life, you're in a constant circus. It's just weirdness all around. It's so crazy that you end up in drama too. Like, it's crazy. You don't even have to be heavily engaged with someone to be dragged into drama. So sometimes it's just best to ignore. Also use accessibility to test your boundaries and to see how far they can get with you. Like my crazy ass who texted me the other day, he'll text me without IDing himself just so he could get a response, and then I can entertain it, but that wasn't the case. They also use it to hoover, like hoovering. If you had a huge falling out with someone or someone was extremely disrespectful to you, they let some time pass and then they come back as if nothing happened. That's also a test of your boundary. That's testing you by using your accessibility. All I have for you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and can relate. Basically, that's the premise of this channel as well. I want to talk about relatable topics, get you thinking. I hope you guys were interested. If you are interested, please like, comment, and subscribe. Keep watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you.